Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Scholar Chit Chat. I'm your host for today, Joanne, and today we have a special guest who has successfully navigated the Fulbright Scholarship study in the US. So if you are just joining for the first time and you're interested in studying abroad, this is Scholar Chit Chat podcast. Here we're committed to bringing you information that will help you achieve your study abroad dreams. And if you're a returning listener, thank you again for coming back. So for this episode, I'm joined with, like I said earlier, someone who has navigated the Fulbright Scholarship study in the US. So please join me in welcoming our guest as he introduces himself.
Hello, good
Yeah.
afternoon, good morning, wherever you are. My name is Ayodeji. Like I said, I'm a Fulbright alumnus. I graduated from Abatumaulo University some couple of years ago, where I studied English education during my undergraduate, and since then it has been a momentum of career in teaching English as a second language or foreign language, and I've taught both in Nigeria and United States. In 2022-2023 academic year, I have the chance to apply for Fulbright Scholarship program on that foreign language, because Fulbright has different sectors, that of science, that of, but this is about foreign language. So by grace of God, I was chosen among many applications with other 10 to represent Nigeria in 2022-2023 academic year. So, and this Fulbright Scholarship is fully sponsored by United States through Department of State. We could call it prestigious because of the benefit and other packages involved. It covers our accommodation, our round trip flight tickets, it's more or less like a mini work permit, if I use that word. So I was assigned to Southern Illinois University, Edwardsville. Where I teach. I was assigned to teach Yoruba language, and I serve as the cultural ambassador in the school, where I preach Yoruba culture to the American students just for an academic year, 9 to 10 months. And upon the completion, because you have to return back to your own country, I'm not the only person there. I think the countries that participated I think they are up to 35 or something. Yoruba and Hausa were the only languages. Nigeria, we have people from South Africa, Kenya, Tanzania, and others. And since I've been back, I went back to my job, though not as before I left. So I do more of research work now in digital literacy in Lagos, because I teach in Lagos State secondary. So I focus on digital literacy, how to incorporate AI into American education. Lagos education system, and how to utilize our curriculum so that we move from the archaic curriculum we are used to the 21st century digital curriculum. Thank you.
Yeah, I like what you said, that you came back better, not as you were before. That's one thing that that's one of the benefits you get studying abroad and then coming back to incorporate what you've learned. So sorry, I didn't get you. You said your undergraduate, which school?
Southern Illinois University, Edwardsville. It's a state school, not a federal school. More like you are saying, LASU. Yeah, so it belongs to the state. So it's the southern part of the state of Illinois. So we call it Southern Illinois University, Edwardsville.
Thank you very much. We're happy to have you. So let's just get right to it and start. So how and when did you hear about the Fulbright Scholarship, and what motivated you to apply?
I have to be sincere. I first heard about Fulbright Scholarship in 2016. Pardon me for that. Because I was trying to look for, I don't want to use that word jackpot, but I just have to, taste what Nigeria look like. And I noticed that each time I check Facebook, I see that some of my friends travel. Like, how come? How did I do it? So I asked around. So someone told me about Fulbright Scholarship, that I can teach. So far, I'm a teacher and I studied English education. I was able to teach Yoruba. I like teach Yoruba. What do you mean? I thought this was normal essay, so I just let it go. So after COVID 2020, when Nigeria showed me the real stuff, so I like, okay, let me think about this, right? Then that I think the link for 2021-2022 academic year was going viral then. So and I saw the link. Okay, this is Fulbright. Okay, let me try. So 2020, 2021, I tried. I wasn't that serious with my essay because you'll be asked to write some essays, some research
Yeah,
work.
we're going to be talking about that later.
So I didn't. Let me just test. So I wasn't shortlisted. So 2021. So when it was 2022, I think I put more effort. I reached out to my professor in university for my reference. I did everything. So I think I heard about it in 2016, but I applied 2021 to 2022.
That's beautiful. So, now, can you give us a background of the Fulbright Scholarship, like the general? You did mention that there are different types, so you just give us a background of the Fulbright Scholarship general, and then you explain the one in particular, the one you received.
Okay, Fulbright is the name of a person, a senator, one-time senator in the United States.
Okay.
I can't remember the full name, but just like we have Harvard, just like we have a name, a personality. So I think the purpose of the Fulbright is after Second World War, they need to let peace reign. So they need to share some exchange program that can share my culture with you share with me. So that's the purpose of Fulbright. So now it's divided into your background, your academic background. We have of sciences, you have some for research, some for engineering, some different ones. So as we have Fulbright, my own is Fulbright foreign language teaching program. Fulbright foreign language. We have one of Fulbright program for sciences. We have Humphrey. We have like 8 or 9 of them. So mine, just because my background is in language education, so I just went for foreign language. You'll be assigned to teach Yoruba. They do this, America is a land of immigrants. Whatever, irrespective of what is going on there, is a land of immigrants. So as we have Hausa there, we have Igbo there, we have Yoruba there, we have Kosa, African language, not even African languages, world languages there. So they are now trying to allow their children to learn all these foreign languages. So that's where someone like us will come in to teach them about Yoruba. Definitely, we teach them the basics. We understand that Yoruba can be funny, just like someone that had never heard of any language apart from English before now introduced Yoruba. So we have to, come down to their level, teach them from A, B, C, blah, blah, blah. Then we are not expecting them to master it because it's just like a year program. But if they want to further take more courses, then we can direct them to maybe Center of African Studies with another school. Blah. So, but it's just to preach Yoruba, not just language alone, including the culture, the heritage. So because it's part of my culture. We organize cultural festivals. Same thing with my counterpart who teaches Hausa, but no Igbo language. I don't know why. No Igbo language. Just from Nigeria alone, Yoruba and Hausa. So, and people who benefit from this have been doing great, and a lot of testimonies out there. Because, like I said, it's a life-changing program, life-changing experience. You learn about American culture while you teach them about your culture. That's just the basic. That's it. Yes.
Yeah, that's beautiful. So let's talk about the timeline now. That's for the application process. So what is the timeline?
I think most application for the next academic year is always, I think, from February of previous years to like from April of another year. Like if you want to apply we're in December now. So next year, 2026 February, the application for 2027, 2028 will open around February of the previous year. So next application for 2027, 2028 academic year will open around February or March 2026. So it's more like a almost 10 months straight selection process.
Wow.
And I know. It will teach you how to endure. One thing Fulbright selection taught me tolerance and patience. Because if you are a kind of person like you're always eager to get response. No, if you are not shortlisted, Fulbright will not send you email. You just be there checking your inbox every second. They only respond to people who qualify to another stage. I think all these stages I don't know if you asked me the question, but I think it takes like 10 months, February to let's say April or May. I think it's more than 1 year. February to April. Yeah, it's more than 1 year.
Wow.
So, but the annoying part of it, if you are not shortlisted, finally, you
Oh,
will have missed another application of the another year.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you miss this year, you have to wait for another 2 years before you can apply
Yeah.
again.
Wow.
It's
That's
what
a lot.
it's what because one thing about America I know about, they don't just rush. They take their time. Even in regular PhD or master program, they don't rush.
Mm.
They have a calendar to follow, and they can't, bypass or any process. They have to just do the needful. That's one thing about
Mm.
Americans.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. Okay, so you did mention earlier that what the scholarship cover. So I just want to be sure, are there any additional expenses you had to manage, or everything
I,
was covered
um,
completely?
as an alumnus, from my experience, the only thing I spent, let me say, the only items I spent on, you need your passport, international
Oh, okay.
passport, minimum of 6 months to expiry date.
Oh, okay.
Yes, your passport. Then you spend, then probably you need your transcript, just your transcript, your
Okay.
passport, your
Okay.
transcript. Official or non-official, it doesn't mean. So that's only.
Okay.
Then probably because it also involves medical clearance, you have to go for a medical exam. So that's the only part you will spend your money on. Your transcripts, they don't require a certificate anyway. Your transcript and your passport, probably you save money for medical examination. Apart from that, you are good to go. One of my friends that had Fulbright before I did my own used to say, this is manna from above. It's manna.
Yeah.
Because to cover your, definitely you'll be entitled to a monthly stipend. I don't know the amount. Depends on monthly stipend. It's to cover your round trip ticket, your flight, your round trip ticket. And if I check, that should cost more, let's say around $3,500 or $4,000. So your accommodation, whether your school give, some school will offer accommodation even in the hostel, some will give you, or some Fulbright will add it to your stipend to cover your accommodation. Then there is something we call SSN. It's just like our NIN. If you are not a resident of America, or probably you are not working with any institution related to America, you can't just get that SSN. So for you to be an exchange program, to go to a exchange program to then get SSN, it's not a big deal. It's a big deal for you, because to get an SSN, it's not something you just get just like that. So that SSN is an opportunity. It's something I will always appreciate out of all the juicy things I've mentioned. SSN. So what again? I think that's all. Your accommodation, your feeding, basically things that will make your life better.
I love that. Okay, so let's talk about the selection criteria. What is the primary focus? Like for some scholarships, they say your academic merit. Some will say you have to have maybe volunteer experiences. Some will say your commitment to development in your home country. So what is the primary focus for this particular scholarship?
If I answer your question, will you believe me? Because let me tell you one thing. Fulbright is one of my supervisors used to say, Fulbright is not for first class students. I mean, this FLTA, it's not for first class students, because if you think you're a first class and you apply for Fulbright, definitely they follow merit, but the kind of merit they follow is not what the kind of merit we are used to in Nigeria. Okay, definitely you'll be given, whether you are a 2-1 or 2-2, I think 2-1 or 2-2 or first class, you are eligible to apply. Then your reference, because you consider a lot of things, your reference letters, how your supervisor speak about you. So you need a good reference letter from a supervisor, from a professor or your supervisor. Then the research, the essay, I think the essay is the main. You can be academically brilliant in first class, you may not be good in writing essay, but this essay has a topic. They have their own special way of writing their essay. They have something they look for, not just no. So your essay must involve culture and tradition. Like if they don't speak Yoruba, they need to. I talk about I think one of my things was about Omoluabi. That's a perfect gentleman person. That's Omoluabi, a perfect gentleman person in Yoruba land. How will you explain a
Okay.
perfect gentleman to an American? So you need to
Oh.
go is multicultural, not just
Mhm.
English. You need to put some Yoruba element terminologies there. Then
Mm.
you'll be given opportunity to write TOEFL. So I think minimum is 85 points.
To write,
But
sorry, you said to write what?
the reason why I say I don't know because I know TOEFL exam.
Okay, okay,
If you
okay,
give
okay.
opportunity to write TOEFL exam, so you need to score 85 points.
Are they paying for the TOEFL or you're paying for it yourself?
You are not paying anything apart from like what I mentioned earlier, your transcript
Oh,
and your passport. The rest, Fulbright will cover that. But before you get to two exam parts, you would have passed through some 3 to 4 stages before you get to exam part. Definitely, the numbers of applicants will be reducing per each stage. The more you move to this stage, then you reduce the numbers of applications. So the reason why I said I don't really know that because you can do well in your application, then probably when you get to the last bus stop where the American school, you'll be given your name will be in a particular pool for any American school to shortlist you or not. So they check whatever Fulbright writes on your like maybe probably a comment or reference your achievements. So some schools will decide to not go for first class. I know some
okay.
guys that had better points more than I do, but probably I don't know what happened. They're not
Okay.
shortlisted. So you can't say this is the main criteria. No, I can't say.
Mm.
It's just the
Okay,
grace of
so
God.
now can you walk us through the application process? That's the stages
Okay.
involved. First of all, how many
Um,
stages?
I think it's up to 6.
Okay.
It's up to 6. But
Okay.
for each time you do the link, you open the link, you get apply. Application can take up to 20 to 30 minutes. It's a very long application, like different questions. So after you don't need to rush the application, just take your time. So once you are done with your application, during your application, you'll be asked to write essay. I think 3 or 4 essays. I don't know, maybe 3 or 4. I can't remember.
Okay, we'll talk
So each
about
essay
that
has.
essay extensively later.
So once you are done with the application, even with your essay, then you monitor your reference. Your reference must be complete. Then you have a complete application. So that's first stage. Then after that, you'll be asked to probably write some interview come for interview. During our set it was virtual. Some sets they have to come in person. During our set it was one interview. I know some said that went through 2 interviews. I don't know.
Okay.
So
Okay, so you mean from
first
physical
interview.
now, the US Embassy?
Yes, some of them
Okay.
will come to. I know I said that they call them to US Embassy, probably Abuja or Lagos.
Mm.
But during our set it was
Okay.
2 years after COVID, so it was virtual. And
Okay.
I think we had 3 interviews during our set, so 2 interviews.
Okay.
Then that's first, so that's like 2 stages. Then the fourth or third stage depends on how you calculate it. Is the exam, TOEFL exam.
Okay.
So
Okay.
after the TOEFL exam, I think the next stage is they will contact your reference, your recommenders, your professors, your supervisor in your company.
Yeah.
They will call them, ask them questions about you. So that's another stage. So the next stage you dash for applicant, that's the next stage, last stage. But for
Okay.
professor, but I know by the time you should get a last email like you have been shortlisted to be a finalist. That should be around February or March of the following year. There is now left for any American school to select you or not. Not all finalists get selected at the end of the day. So that's the last stage officially. So you'll be there whether if an American school selects you or not. So,
so is it possible for more than one schools to select you?
Yes.
Okay.
But
You have to
Fulbright will sort out. No, Fulbright will sort that one because I know of a friend that received 2 mail from 2 different schools. So later, Fulbright contacted him that they have sort out the that issue that don't worry, only one school will reach out to him now. So Fulbright won't
Okay.
settle that duplication.
Okay. So do applicants have the opportunity to maybe select the school they want?
You can't. You can't.
Oh,
Fulbright would sort that out.
okay. Okay, yes, I want to ask another question. So for you did English for your undergraduate. So someone now that did not study English, maybe anything language, well, let's say maybe sociology or public health. Is it possible for that person to apply for this particular foreign language Fulbright scholarship?
I think the answer is no. Unofficially, the answer
Okay.
is no. But because I know of someone who studied mass communication, it depends on how you fine tune
Sell
your
yourself.
statement of
Yeah.
purpose. Yes.
Yeah.
But if you study linguistics, you are okay. If you are studying
Okay.
linguistics, you are okay. If you study African studies, you are okay. But public health, no, that's too far. I think that's probably it's under STEM, right? So
Yeah.
I don't think public health, but no, I don't think so. But mostly it's language related. Whether you study language, English, or study mass communication or linguistics,
Yeah.
or just anything really. And you must prove to them that you're a teacher because they need a teacher. They don't just want any.
That means work experience is needed.
Yes, whether you are a true teacher or you are or see you are a teacher, just prove them that you are a teacher, that you are currently teaching, because they need teaching experience. Yes.
So is there like a particular number of year or
minimum of 2 years work experience? Probably we always advise, if you want to advise, like you just put 4 years instead of 2 years. Just put 4 years minimum.
Okay. So thank you very much. So now, can you share, based on your own experience now, a winning tip during the application process now for applying for the Fulbright scholarship?
If you are listening to me, I would say Fulbright is an opportunity you don't pray to miss in a lifetime. It's not just going to United States, like I said. No, in the beginning of this session, I said I didn't come back to where I left because you experience some things you never dreamt of. You meet the kind of how do you say, like, I had opportunity to meet with governor of Illinois during my time. We sat down together, we discussed for like 15 minutes about African studies in my school. I didn't meet a president of NIC, but I met a governor of state of Illinois twice. That's one personality. What about the other personality? Probably some professors, some politicians. It's even more than I can only say, if you are listening to me, just try and do. I know the application is tough. It's tough, but try and stand out in your account and don't just do copy paste. Like, can you send me your, like, people will always reach out to me on LinkedIn. Can you send your CV to me so that I will look at it? No, don't look at my CV. Can you share your statement of purpose with me? No, you do, because my story, I'm peculiar with my story. My story is individual. My experience in the individual. You understand? So the only thing I can do is guide you out, give you tips, like, let your statement of purpose be as academic as possible. Don't just go and copy, and it must be individual to your own experience. And when you are writing your essays, whatever your essays you are going to write, depending on the topic, it must be cultural, more cultural than academic. Because these guys are, the people reading the essays, they will read thousands of essays in a single year. So you can't just say your essay will be the best. But the peculiarity in your essay, how cultural your essay is, will make your essay unique to them. And don't go and borrow or ask for someone's essay. Let me change and coin it to my own. No. Yoruba, I'm a Yoruba person. That's why I want to use Yoruba as a case study. Yoruba has a lot of cultural heritage you can read about. It's not necessary to be, you can talk about masquerade, you can talk about your festival, you can talk about Oni Kingdom, or your kingdom, or Ibadan Kingdom. Things that even, because people that are going to read your essay are not Nigerians, Americans, and they know more about our country than us. So they need to read about new things. They do know, even if they know about Oni, probably you won't talk about Oni Kingdom in Ile-Ife. They know Oni very well, they know Ile-Ife, but there are things that they don't know they expect you as a candidate or researcher in making to do your job. So because each person that have gone through Fulbright Scholarship program in the United States, you ask them, they always tell you that just be unique in your academic writing.
Okay, yeah, this brings me to my next question now. Let's say I don't know Hausa, I don't know Yoruba, and you said mostly it's Hausa and Yoruba. Let's say maybe I'm Igbo. Now, is it possible for me to get this scholarship because I won't be able to teach either Hausa or Yoruba?
No, you can't.
Okay.
The purpose, because
so now
let me put it this way. My Fulbright, I told you there are different Fulbright. My Fulbright is foreign language teaching program.
Okay.
I will serve as Fulbright foreign language teaching assistant. I'll teach the language I submitted about Yoruba, because interview you like demo.
Okay.
So definitely you must be proficient in the language.
Okay, so but if I'm not from that region, but maybe I was born and brought up, I know about, then that's good to go also.
I don't know how to put it. You must be proficient in the language you want to teach. You just need to be
so I mean, I'm not from that region, but I was born and brought up. Maybe I lived all my life. So yeah, maybe.
And so far you are proficient in, like, if I'm a Yoruba man and I grew up in Hausa, Kano, Kaduna, and I can speak Hausa fluently, I can write it fluently, I'm proficient. And I can teach her. So, like, all the four skills of language, all the four skills of language, that's the essence of essays. Because you have to talk about Yoruba, who is proficient and who is not proficient.
Alright. So is there like a stage, maybe during the interview, where they confirm if you can actually, because it's one thing for someone to just write that I can do it, and then it's another thing for the person to actually know how to do it. So during the interview, is there like maybe they'll ask you to speak or maybe write or anything?
No interview is oral, so you not asked to write. But if you can speak something in language, you should write it. You should be able to write. Like if you can speak Spanish, definitely you should be able to write Spanish. So because
I'm saying like how would they know that you can speak the language? Like what evidence do you have to show them that you can speak the language?
Okay. During the interview, because my interview was funny. I was nervous throughout. In fact, I was nervous a day before the interview. And during the interview, there is one prominent person in Fulbright, Nigeria. His name is Ayodeji. I don't know if you listen to this before now. Most guys that had Fulbright 2 years before I had my own, or a year after I had my own, always talk about Ayodeji as a nice person. But Ayodeji will dictate if you are nervous or not. So Ayodeji knew that this guy is nervous. Mister, calm down. Okay, sir. Can you express yourself in Yoruba? So far, you're going to teach Yoruba. So simple. I said, thank you. Sir. Yes, sir. Okay. Ayodeji is also a bad man. So except probably the other 3 judges, they should understand Yoruba, I guess. So what are you here for? Last interview, then asked me to teach them like a demo. I should teach a topic, then teach them the way I'm going to teach my my students when I get to the United States. So I don't need to write. I just start teaching. Then I make sure it is more or less playway method. I use playway method to teach them. I taught them a song. It's about good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Yoruba. So it's just like within 5 minutes. I was in 5 minutes to do that, and the rest is history.
Okay. So we'll talk about. Later on. We'll talk about the interview also, where you share tips also. And let's move to the area most applicants are scared of, which is the essays. Now, could you walk us through? I know you mentioned a bit about it, but could you walk us through how you approach writing your own essay now?
My essay, like I said.
Sorry, please. How many essays did you write?
We are given, I think, it's on the set. I don't know. We asked to write 3 essays. One is about teaching, like what kind of teaching you should teach. You should choose a teaching method and teach your language, and how do you want to achieve that using that teaching method to achieve that to have a perfect teaching, learning. So how should I put it? You should choose a teaching method to teach Yoruba or Hausa or whatever. Then to achieve a perfect teaching, how do you achieve this? Probably you have to break down your teaching more like a teaching lesson plan. Not like you write a lesson plan. No, just break it down into steps. That's one. So I was given an opportunity to grace an event as a speaker or academic lecturer in an event. Then I should pick a topic, probably related to career coaching or language education or anything. Then third one is about your culture. Pick an event or anything about your culture, then just sell it out to them. So mine, I think I chose Omoluabi related to Egungun Festival in Abeokuta, Ogun State. So before that, I have to read about the concept of Omoluabi online, and I explain Omoluabi, perfect gentleman. Perfect gentleman is not something you just wake up and become a perfect gentleman. You start from your childhood, how you are brought up, the kind of society you grew up in, the kind of people you probably are a church person or you are an academic person. So I talked about how I grew up in an environment whereby we live in a peaceful communal society. That's
for the first essay now.
Yes. So I talked about that. Like in my own location, there is one essay we say 4 eyes give birth to a child, but more than 100 raise him up. Because as a parent, as a child, if you misbehave outside, they don't need to report it to your parents before they discipline you. So it's a process of building Omoluabi and how we respect female, so that by the time you marry, you won't be beating your wife. Do you understand that? So you have to incorporate your childhood to then, by the time you grow up, then you become how you can preach about living in accord, living peacefully with other people. So it's a long essay. I can't remember, but I know it's about Omoluabi.
Are there more plans?
I think yes, definitely yes.
Okay.
It's not up to 2,000. I can't remember. It's up to 2,000. But once you have to type it on Word, then copy it to their own comment box. They have a box. So once it exceeds that particular number, it will flag it. So you have to compress your essay. I think it's about 2,000.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You said 2,000 words.
2,000 words. Yeah, 2,000 words. So you'll be given different essay options. It's not necessary you talk about, like I was given some cultural, some masquerade, so I chose the one that's convenient for me to write about and one I have more knowledge of. So not like you pose a particular essay, no, you'll be given options. Okay. So that's it.
Okay, so now for the second essay now.
The second essay, I think that one talked about teaching methodology. How you teach. I chose Yoruba. How you can have a perfect teaching Yoruba language to an American. And mind you, your essay should center on American students, not Yoruba Nigerian students. So how are you going to achieve that in teaching Yoruba to Americans and who has never? It was that time that I realized that most Americans think Africa is a country. So you are going to teach Yoruba. So Africa is a country. So you need to break it down. So, but I will always advise that whenever you are going to write such essay, just try and make fun of it. Use a playway method whereby you'll be using songs, because teaching them songs about Yoruba language to catch their attention compared to just using YouTube every time. You can definitely you're going to use YouTube doing that. So because American education is more digital. So whatever we want to do is more both digital teaching. So, but you have to incorporate that. So I wrote about Eka song. I wrote the song there. Then I highlighted some instructional materials, videos from YouTube, flashcards, and the rest. And the third essay is about I was invited to a seminar, a lecture to talk about a particular philosophy. I can't remember the third one. I don't even know if I did well in that essay or not, but I think I remember the first two very well. I can't remember the third one. But I know it's about career coaching or youth development or something.
Okay, so let's move to interview stage now. So what type of questions should applicants expect and how can they prepare? Also, you can share if you have maybe any specific strategies that helped during your own time.
The only thing I can say about that, just pray before you start to interview.
Very important.
Yeah, I had opportunity. I enjoy grace. I was nervous, but I think that the purpose of that interview is to know whether you're the one who wrote those essays or not. Some can consult an imaginary, an academic person to write the application, to write the essay. The interview will prove that whether you're the one or not. So you have to remember the topics you talked about during your essay. You have to remember the experience you mentioned in your CV. Then you have to prove it to them that you are capable. So I can't say, it's an interview. It might not be, it will be definitely be multi-directional. You understand? Not a particular format. So that's why I just pray to God that you are favored. My interview was smooth. I know of a guy that saying you're just bamboozling with questions.
Thank you very much for those points. Now, from your perspective, what common mistake do applicants make when applying and how can they avoid these mistakes?
Unpreparedness. Most applicants don't prepare. We're too eager to submit.
Yeah.
It's always sometimes happens to me. Not like I'm innocent. One thing that prompts applicants to submit is they don't prepare. One, they don't start. Application will last for like 2 months. I think 1st of February till 1st of June. That's like every March. That's like 3 months. But some will not start until that minute, or probably start, abandon it. And one thing about the application is that you have to go back and read thoroughly. Your essays, you have to proofread, you have to give it out to some people to proofread for you. Don't just write essay and submit it. Write essay this morning and submit it around 4 p.m. No, because you are not writing myself. How do you spend your last holidays? Not those essays. This is academic essay, which must be cultural. So you need to make sure your essay is well proofreading. Like your essay should be well packaged. Proofreading should be perfect, and make sure that you use basically the normal punctuation marks. I had opportunity to read some essays for this Fulbright during after my essay. Like I told the person that this essay cannot apply for Fulbright because it was full of punctuation marks error. Now, please don't use AI for Fulbright essay. You don't need AI for this, for writing Fulbright. Fulbright will not understand Ile-Ife culture. He can mention Ile-Ife, but he won't understand the real details about Ile-Ife or probably Oshogbo festival, where Aruba must be virgin. Fulbright will give you overview, but not the detail, the real in-depth details, and that's what they need in Fulbright essay. In-depth details.
Yeah, thank you very much. Great for that great advice. Okay, so now for applicants with families, how does the scholarship accommodate dependents? If at all they do, what should applicants consider when planning their application and their move?
Fulbright does not sponsor dependents.
Okay.
You do that yourself, and I know it will be rejected.
Okay.
Because the stipend that your stipend as the applicant or a candidate is basically for you.
Just for you.
Just for you. I know we always use calculator. During my set, I was given 750. Yeah. So then I always calculate it times 800 naira. That's money. No. You don't need calculator to do the conversion rate. No, you don't need it. Basically, yes, you are not paying. You may not be paying for house rent. Not be paying for whatever tuition, whatever. But you will need that money to keep yourself because you have to 100% fit, mentally fit. That's the essence of the money. So whatever you do with the money does not concern them. But Fulbright does not sponsor dependents. Because I think it will be asked during their application. We'll be going with someone. Want to pick yes?
Well,
yeah, sure.
Okay. Thank you very much for that advice. Are there any obligations or commitments required after completing the scholarship, such
Yes.
as returning to your home country?
Yes, you
Okay.
apart from signing the deal, the agreement that you have to come back to your own country, you are required to
Mm-hmm.
spend minimum of 24 months in your own country
Okay.
before you can apply for immigrant visa. There are two types of
Mm,
visas in the United States: immigrant and
mm,
non-immigrant. Non-immigrant is all these F1 students,
mm,
visit or whatever, B
mm,
visa. But immigrant visa, probably applying for permanent residency, green card, or work permit.
okay.
So you can, once you have to fulfill the agreement by
Okay.
spending minimum of 24 months in your own country to teach your students about on those things you have learned in United States. I have some
Okay.
mates that they only spent 2 months in Nigeria before they went back for the master's or PhD program in the United States. They always want to come back home to spend it from the 2 year rule. They call it 2 year rule. That
Okay.
policy is called 2 year rule, whereby you spend 2 years in your home country, which cannot be
Okay.
waived. If you Some guys have tried to waive it by marrying an American citizen or giving birth there. They always tell them that you have signed the deal because the program is sponsored by United States government, not by institution. No, it
Oh.
is United States government. So you want to ask for waiver from government that you have already signed agreement with.
Mm,
So we always put that in consideration.
okay. Okay. So next question is my favorite question. I like to ask this question a lot because I believe that culture here in Nigeria is different from any other country, and most times it's hard to adapt. So the question is, what was your biggest cultural shock when you moved to the US, and how did you adjust socially and academically in a
That's
new country?
I think I had the opportunity to answer your question. It's always funny because my story is always funny. It's different. Before I applied for United States Fulbright, I've applied for masters that I could not get visa. So I've been agitated to move to United States before Fulbright. So I was so curious, like, no, I'm going. So I started learning accents before leaving Lagos,
Oh wow.
like American accents, like gonna now. So the school that is not a big school like that, not like Harvard, Yale University, it's just like average school, and we have more of blacks, Americans.
Yeah.
So I thought I would teach whites, not that I'm going to teach black. So I was just forming like nigga, alpha bro. So it got to a point like maybe the first 2 weeks I started teaching Yoruba. One of my students just
Mm.
called me after the class like, hey bro, I want to see you. I said, alpha bro. Said, can you
Mm.
stop this? Can you stop this accent? Like what? It's like you are killing it. You are killing. Just can you be real? Can you be real? We love you, bro. We love your African bro. You love your African bro. Can you just be Kunta Kunte for once? Like Kunta Kunte? Yeah, like Wakanda accent. Yeah. I said, so I have to call a friend. Like, bro, this is what happened. Oh. Yeah, bro, just stop your silly accent. Maintain your Yoruba Lagos. So the next class, I just switched to normal Lagos in Nigerian English. It was now my like, hey, you cannot communicate. So let me say, I didn't blame myself much because I lost trust in Nigeria. I want to forget about Nigeria totally by switching from what is real to what is not real.
Yeah.
I moved from originality or genuine thing to fake things. So thank God for that student that called me to order, like, can you just be yourself? And ever since I listened to the advice, and my life was even smooth. I was able to communicate freely with America, and they enjoy it. Definitely, I'm an African. I have spent many years before I've moved down to United States. I'm not a toddler that can change accent. Just like 5 years old Nigerians move to United States, definitely you will lose the accent of Nigeria. But someone that has spent more than 25 years in Nigeria no, you can't. You can only imitate. Apart from language, then the food. Americans, they don't have food though. I will tell you the truth, they don't have food. Because I didn't prepare, I didn't go with enough food. So I only went with normal gari, semu, things I know that I will not able to buy. I didn't go with anything pepper. For like 3 days, I wanted to run mad because I was eating burger, chips, no pepper. So until a friend told me to order pepper from Amazon. The day my Pepe arrived, I was happy. This is Pepe.
I don't imagine.
So American, they don't have food, and because where I was, we don't really have African store, so it was very difficult for me to. And I was new. Where do I know? I don't know anymore. I don't have the car. I don't know anywhere. I just stay in my room from school to house. So apart from that, American is cool. Whatever is going on presently is on media. During that time, a lot of us, according to media, was happening that I didn't see in the United States. Whatever is going on is always on media. America is cool. But you just need to, behave yourself. Someone called police on me that they saw a black guy roaming about. They call it jaywalking or something. Is it jaywalking? I can't remember the name because I was so amazing. I was so surprised that I was counting, the kind of arrangement of their building, their streets. So I was moving from one street to another, enjoying the beauty of nature. Not only that, someone is from the window, like this guy has moved past this time, saw him again the following day, third day. Like, what was he looking for? They just called police. Thank God I have my ID card with me. So the police just came to me like, "Who are you?" "I'm a student." Do you have any identification? I brought out my university ID card. We're told that we're jaywalking or something walking. I said, I don't know what's not jaywalking. I was just appreciating the beauty, the way these buildings are arranged, they look uniform. Okay. As an international student, you're not supposed to be doing this. We need to learn about how to walk around the United States. These are my experiences. They were horrible, but
So the next question: what are some common misconceptions about studying in the US that you like to clarify for prospective applicants?
I wish our university lecturers in Nigeria should listen to this. They are all bullies. Nigerian university lecturers, they're all bullies. I took two courses in the United States as a student because we were part of the deal with Yoruba. At the same time, take some courses as students. They're all covered. I took some courses, probably senior courses in their foreign level or something. I enjoyed the class. The lecturer was even begging us to participate. And one thing about that, their marking scheme is very high compared to Nigeria. Marking scheme in the United States. A in Nigeria start from 17 and above. In United States it's 90. In Nigeria, C is 50 to 59. Over there, C is 70 to 79. And once you score C in America, it's like you are scored F. You're not supposed to score C. You're not supposed to, because you see the score breakdown. Your score breakdown. You start that before you start any class. So your professor will tell you about the class, how you can gain more marks, assignments, participation, essay. In fact, some course, I can't remember, a particular course that we didn't even write the exam, it's just writing paper. And each time I will receive mail from my professors, probably one of the paper I wrote is not well packaged. Just summon me to his office to explain more about it, that you are from Nigeria, this is how we write essay here. But they are not bullies like Nigerian lecturers. They will encourage you to pass. In fact, a lecturer told me that he will face a panel if a student fails his class or exam. Like, you score F, the lecturer must defend himself. Like, the reason why you can't even score F, why do you want to see F? So one thing about that is American education is very hard. It's hard, I will tell you. But that is for the unserious people, unserious students. It's very hard. But for serious students, you will scale through. That's why it's so easy for a third class in Nigeria to go to an average American university to maintain probably 10% top students. It's possible. Because here in Nigeria, I have a lot of factors. Dilapidated classrooms, conducive academic environment, no light during the exam. All the CCM class, 7 p.m. exam, nothing like that. So I wish Nigeria can get it better, but that is if my prayer is answered. I don't know if my prayer is answered or not.
So finally, what advice will you give to listeners considering the Fulbright Scholarship?
Fulbright is not for everyone. I have to be fair. If you think you want to travel to the United States, by all means, you have to start a life in the United States, don't go for Fulbright. Go for normal, regular master and visa application. Fulbright can change your dream totally. Do you really issue about Fulbright, especially for Nigerians or let me say for Africans, it's 2 year old. Normal Nigerians, and once you travel to UK, Canada after your school, start work, then you proceed to resident permit application, then become citizen, right? But with Fulbright, no. If you are not done with your 2 year rule in your home country, systematically or simultaneously, you won't be able to apply for work permit. You just be there hanging. That's why I say Fulbright will change your dream. Fulbright is for someone that is looking for opportunity in academics, but due to lack of funds or other factors, you can't achieve that. Fulbright will give you the opportunity. I applied for United States 3 times before I applied for Fulbright. Fulbright gave me that opportunity. Now I'm in Nigeria. People always ask me, what are you studying in Nigeria? I say, I have to plan my life, finish my 2 year rule, sort out my family stuff before I move on. You understand? Yeah. So Fulbright, I have some guys that they can't cope with United States just because they don't want to stay back in Nigeria to fulfill their 2 year rule condition. Some move to Canada. I have a friend moved to China to continue his life. Not like he wanted that initially, but Fulbright changed his stuff. So Fulbright is not for everybody, but Nigerians now, any win our way. So
inspiring words. Thank you very much for sharing your insights and experiences with us today. Thank you for the advice. Really appreciate it. I'm sure our listeners have a lot to learn from this episode. So thank you.
You're welcome.
So to our listeners, we hope you found this episode enlightening and helpful. Just remember that opportunities like these, like our guest has mentioned, has the opportunity to open doors to different experiences, change your life, and give you a chance to make a real difference. Subscribe to Scholar Chit Chat on every social media platform. Until next time, keep striving and stay inspired.